Hey you're super. And before we get into the video, please hit that like button. Please consider subscribing if you already haven't. Really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel further. Thanks. Now let's get into the video. Good afternoon, everyone. Merch Hunter Ricky back, and let's talk about the Gorosei's intentions with Egghead Island. Now, personally, I think that the narrator... oh, sorry. Glare on the glasses. I know. Okay, so... personally, I think the narrator has more than given enough clues, along with what the Gorosei ordered the CP0 to do, which was eliminate all the Vegapunks. Not 6 Vegapunks and spare York. They were told explicitly to kill the Vegapunks. Now, let's think about really fast, because this isn't really about the traitor. I don't want to really talk about her, and that, a lot of people have already covered the subject, and I have maybe a potential video later on down the line when we get a little bit more clues, because personally, I don't think York is acting alone. Now, what I think... where is it? So right now, the Gorosei have sent 10 times the amount of a buster call to Egghead Island, and this is no joke. When the golden transponder snail is pressed and Spandam was just like reveling in his own stupidity at Enies Lobby, Enies Lobby got leveled. And we saw firsthand what just five ships can do, right? We saw it in Ohara. We saw it in Enies Lobby. Now, for the Gorosei to go ahead and say that they need as many fleets as possible, every possible ship, biggest fleet we've ever seen gathered in One Piece thus far, because I actually think there is a countable amount of ships stationed at Marineford. That, like, if you were to go back, I would say at least 20 or more, or 20 or less ships were at Marineford, which, now think about that. That was to fight Whitebeard and his, 42 allies, right? This is one Yonko. Just one. Just like Whitebeard, but there's no allies there yet. It is just Vegapunk and the Straw Hats that the Gorosei are so intent on stopping because they know that he's already exceeded the research of what happened on Ohara, right? We know that they don't mess with Luffy. Now that they know that Luffy is there, we saw the Gorbachev-looking dude say, damn it, Straw Hat is there again! This is bad. St. J. Garcia Saturn himself has already stated in the panel where, I think it's chapter 1044, right? When Luffy unlocks the awakening of the Hito Hito no Mi model Sun God Nika, when he unlocks it, he said, what if I told you there was another outcome that would make this, we would want a better outcome than what just happened, At least that's how I interpret that panel. Basically, he's stating that he wants to remove all future variables, and it could have been worse than what already had happened. I guess it was kind of a confusing panel. I feel like if I go back to an Arthur video about his Lost in Translation series, I will understand more about the panel. But basically what I got from that panel is that J. Garcia Saturn might be not the leader of the Gorosei, but maybe the most senior member, saying that he might have already dealt with Hito Hito no Mi model Sun God Nika user before, or he at least knows of the record of which has happened previously. That being said, I do still think the Gorosei share the same mind, not like a collective hive mind, but they kind of just speak one after another, so it's clear that most of the time they're on the same page. However, given that panel back in Wano, and now that Garcia Saturn himself is going to Egghead Island, I feel like he might be the senior member, the first to act, the one that knows what to do. Let's say that the other 4 are not as equipped in combat as him. He might pull Gul'dan in the World of Warcraft movie where he rips off the robe and he's buff as shit underneath. What I'm saying here is Egghead Island, as we know it, is about to be gone, wiped off the map God Valley style. The narrator has already let us know the world will be shocked by the incident at Egghead Island, roughly speaking, right? What kind of event where 100 marine ships are going after a Yonko and Vegapunk, his whole crew, and already sent multiple types of assassin organizations, CP5, 7, 8, those guys got locked up, which was stupidity on York's part, if you think about it, because the only thing I'm going to mention about York is that if she really is the traitor and she really wants to become a celestial dragon, right, why has she not been paying attention to the fact that all 7 Vegapunks must be eliminated? I know she wasn't in the room when Lucci stated that that's what his new directive was to Shaka. However, they did, Shaka did state, and Pythagoras and Edison also, agreed. And Lilith too. And I feel like York was in the room when that happened. So she's very confident and very naive. Much like Stella. Stella's naive as hell, right? So York's plan is going to backfire on her significantly because the Gorosei are going to destroy Egghead Island. I don't think they're going to keep Vegapunk. I don't think they're going to keep York. I don't think they're going to keep Punk Records. I think they're going to eliminate it all because of the Void Century stuff that's going down. All that research cannot be known. Whatever Emu is to the Void Century is so important and so integral to the world system that he or she has going on right now that they don't want anyone to know what they've been up to. They don't want anyone to find out what happened 800 years ago during that century. So what we have here is what I've been stating all along. The Straw Hats are in trouble at Egghead Island. They are not going to leave here unscathed. Maybe say goodbye to the Sunny. I hope not. I love that ship. Maybe say goodbye to pieces of the Sunny. Maybe, and I do not say this lightly, but maybe a Straw Hat will be gravely injured. Not death, but, gravely injured. Because, the Straw Hats kind of just whomp and stomp each one of their enemies and challenges and obstacles, and they don't really come out different, Right now we have Frankie half petrified, which, like everyone's saying, maybe he'll break and we'll have to put pieces of him together. And we have seen a large circular shouldered man get frozen at Marineford and his arm fall directly off. I doubt Jozu still has that arm, So, to recap, I genuinely think what the Gorosei have planned for Egghead Island goes directly against what York thinks is going to be the outcome. I don't think they care about York at all. I think they're going to absolutely scorch earth Egghead Island. Maybe they'd keep Punk Records. I won't rule that out entirely because of what's going on. But remember, they're going to have probably first access to the Brain fruit when Vegapunk dies. They'll probably be the first to know when and where that fruit specifically will come back. Maybe Garcia Saturn has a bag of fruit just like Blackbeard does, right? Who knows? All I know is right now, the Straw Hats are barking up such a bad tree that this tree is rotting and falling off. Like, pieces of bark are just splintering off as we speak. And what is going to happen, what I think is going to happen anyways, is that the Gorosei are going to destroy Egghead Island. I can't say that enough. I've said it too many times in this video already. I do not think that keeping Vegapunk's technology matters anymore at this point if they have dispatched a freaking Gorosei to go ahead and accompany this big-ass fleet. It, protection my ass. I genuinely don't think a Gorosei would just leave Marijois and to go directly head-to-head with a Yonko if they didn't have a plan. So, that being said, happy afternoon, everyone. I'm Merch Hunter Ricky, and thanks for watching. Appreciate all the views, likes, and comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one, everyone.